But right now, Ozzie Jurock joins me. He wants to talk about our partner in all of our ventures. I'm talking about government, of course. Ozzie, let's talk about this because, I look at Revenue Canada as the silent partner in everything I do. And, you miss some deduction, and, man, it's going to cost you, depending on your income, 22%, 44% of that in income taxes. So, in other words, if you miss $1,000 in deduction, hey, you're going to probably pay, it's going to cost you $220 or maybe $440, and that's going up to boot. So I wanted to talk about real estate and what should real estate investors look out for, put on their list before the end of the year.
Yeah, and one shouldn't, it was even the Judge Learned Hand who said a long time ago, anyone may so arrange his affairs that his taxes shall be as low as possible. He's not bound to choose the pattern which best pays the Treasury, right? And so the whole idea is that Morgan Stanley said you must pay taxes, but there's no law that says you got to leave a tip, right? And yet we do. So many things in the real estate side. We know what to do, the direct property expenses. But hey, you could also probably write off the gifts for your tenants or bankers or lawyers or brokers or mentors and such advisors. You could entertain them, if realtors and lawyers, for lunch or something. Keep the receipts. If you claimed your insurance, but did you remember to put the rider you have on your home policy that also insures your investment condo? Hey, Mike, you can pay your children to do minor repairs to your rental property, like cutting lawn or painting, even if they help you with record keeping or making phone calls to tenants, etc. All your stationery, of course, we know that. Office at home, computer is clear. But charges like parking meters or monthly or other parking charges are deductible. Or if you travel to your meeting or choose out buying opportunities, or even if you attended one of my fabulous weekend real estate courses, might be tax deductible if it helps you generate income as an investor. And so it is really important to realize that you have a lot of deductions, and it's kind of sad if you don't use them. Remember Judge Learned Hand. You're entitled.
Yeah, and I think it's important that, that's a good list for people. And, go talk to your, if you get your taxes prepared, make sure you really be clear. If you've got a question, put it to them. Don't assume it's not deductible, because a couple of those things jump right out at me. And it may sound small, but, parking charges can add up if you're traveling to a rental property that you own, or you're traveling maybe to check out a buying opportunity, as you say, a seminar like the type that you give, Ozzie. That are fabulous, by the way. And I heard that firsthand from you. No, I know they're great. But it might be this, is let's say you have a professional preparing your tax form. That's not necessarily deductible, but if they spend a portion of their time on this aspect, again, maybe that's deductible. But, my sort of process, Ozzie, all the time is when in doubt, ask. Don't just ignore it.
100%, and you learn to get proof. If we did anything before year end for next year, just get organized. You should have one section for lead generation, one section for your accounting information, one section for the management of it, and then whenever you get an expense, write it on. I had lunch with Mike Campbell. We talked about such and such. Write it on the bill. Put the receipt somewhere, even if you put it in a box, keep it together. But keep in mind that Revenue Canada wants proof. And if you have proof, it's legitimate expenses we're talking about here, then you should get the deduction, and it really makes a difference in your tax bill.
Well, let me come back to, again, this is a very big subject, and what we're really trying to do is plead with people to talk to a tax professional. But any final advice from your experience?
Well, that's what I mean, just be organized. And I tell you, people don't do it. I've done it for years. I didn't do it. I just simply don't write down who I had lunch with or forgot about it or the mileage, all of the things that you need to do to get information. Sit down with your accountant and what is it that you need from me? And then at year end, for the next year, make a goal. Every time I have an expense, I write it down, what it was for, what was discussed, what is the proof. But to me, you have to have a section in your accounting area that has sort of expenses that are common to all the properties you own, such gas, repairs, insurance. And then you have specific properties that you own that have specific property expenses for that. And once you learn to sort of saying, okay, this just file folders or boxes, I throw it in there, then at year end you can sit down with your accountant and you get that tax deduction and make Judge Learned Hand happy.
Yeah, there you go. Ozzie, do you have a quick hot property for us?
Yeah, we have a great one. The cheapest property in the Fraser Valley, 3-bedroom, the 2-bathroom townhouse for $219,000. And we also have one in Mission that generates $39,000 in income at $699,000.
As always, great stuff there, Ozzie. We'll be looking at that. Go to Jurock.com, get all the details, flesh them out. As Ozzie said, these just look interesting. You've got to check them out yourself. Ozzie, go out and have a terrific weekend. I know you're smiling. You like the cold weather. You like the sun. You like the skiing. It's going to be good for you.
Thank you, Mike. And as you raised me always on golfing last night, I was really upset because my wife says, because we're skiing now, my wife says, just because I slept with you doesn't mean I have to ski with you.
Oh, be careful of that one. Okay, Ozzie, have a great weekend. And I'm going to spend my weekend thinking about that comment.